Everybody, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I'm going to be doing my review of the Masters of the Universe New Eternia figure, Jitsu, by Mattel. Now, Jitsu, I always liked him. I always thought he was kind of a neat adversary to Fisto because he was the opposite of Fisto. Where Fisto had a silver fist, he had a golden, I guess you would call it a kung fu type chop hand, which I always thought was kind of neat. So, the two of them kind of played off of each other. So I always thought he was a neat figure. Plus, growing up, I always liked like ninjas and samurais and stuff. So he also kind of fit into that category as well with me. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they've done with this figure. So far, I've been loving the new Eternia line. So I'm really excited to see this figure. So with that being said, first off, I want to thank everybody who has subscribed. You're very much appreciated. And for those of you who haven't subscribed and you do like this video, then I please ask that you subscribe as well and check out my Masters of the Universe playlist. So, without any further ado, let's get to the review. Alright, so here he is in packaging. He has your standard Masterverse packaging, so there's nothing really that spectacular about it. You do have your 30 points of articulation, your barcode, Masterverse. All right. Oops, get that glare off there. You got 40 years of Masters of the Universe, your age restriction. You get this nice open window so you can see him, all his accessories, New Eternia, Jitsu, and Mattel. Spinning around this way. Not a whole lot going on here, just Jitsu, master of the martial arts. Come around to the back. Let's back her up just a hair. Now, I do like this artwork. It looks pretty cool. I feel like they could have done better, though. Like, a lot of your Masters artwork was really flashy, some really cool combat, and some really neat artwork. So I feel like this art could have been, done a little bit better. So you got New Eternia up here. Original design inspired by a classic concept. A little bit about the character. You got everybody that's part of this wave. And Mattel. Spin around here. Now this actually is an improvement. I like this picture here. You got this nice head sculpt. Headshot behind him. And you get him in a cool position in this. So this side, I actually do like this art. Come back around to the front. Underneath, you got your legal and skew. So, all that being said, let's open him up and see what he's about. So here he is, out of packaging. Now, I did take off his armor and his gauntlet just so I could better show some of his points of articulation, because the armor does stop you from seeing certain movements in the body. So I'm going to start off with the points of articulation. So the head does move. You get some good head movement there. Let me get him off the stand. All right. You got a shoulder joint here with a swivel. Got an elbow joint. And you do have a joint here at the end of his gold hand. Now on this side, if you look here, you do have a joint here. All right. Get this other arm up. You have a swivel underneath the ribs. And also you have a swivel here at the belt line. Really tight. This one's really tight. I can't even, there it go, get it to go the other way. So that joint is definitely very tight. Now you do have a thigh joint with a swivel. All right. Got a double knee joint. You also have a swivel here at the top of the boot. All right. And also you have an ankle joint. All right. So all the joints work pretty well on this guy. I don't have any major issues with any of that. So first off, we're going to look at his head sculpt here. I like the head sculpt. I think it looks really nice. I kind of like that they give him a traditional style Japanese haircut. Or Asian, because I think it could probably go for any of the Asian, countries. But I do like that overall look. That looks really nice. All right. And now you start getting into his body here. So his belt, for some reason, is held on by rope. I don't know why they decided to do it by rope. Maybe that might be something to do with Japanese tradition. I'm not 100% sure. His boots are your standard wrap. There is a small, when I take them off of the stand here, there is a small gap here, indicating the kind of like ninja style boots and what have you. All right. Turn them up a little bit more here for you guys. Spin them around to this side. Not a lot going on. He has his armor here. All right. Bring the arm down so you can see the details in the glove. I like that they kept with the chrome gold with him. I think that looks really neat. I do like the chrome gold look. All right, spin him around to the back. Not a lot going on. Come around to the side here. You see he has the spot for his sword. So the sword should slide in there pretty nicely. Bring this arm down. And now you can take a good look at the detailing in his arm. So overall, as a figure, he isn't that bad of a looking figure. So now we're going to start looking at his accessories. So first off is the armor. All right, the armor looks pretty cool. I like the look to it. I like that it has like these birds on either side. That looks pretty cool. All right. He has a gauntlet here. All right. He also has a hand, an open hand. All right. He has a face mask. All right, or a half mask, I guess you could call it. And he also comes with a sword. Now the sword here, I think I would have liked it if they would have did a silver blade to it. I think that would have looked a lot cooler. I mean, I know the original figure, the sword was orange, one color molded orange. But seeing how this is like a new Eternia line, I would have really have liked to have seen this blade be a silver and then just leave the handle orange. So that's kind of a bit of a disappointment to me. So now we're going to look and see how all this stuff works on him. So first off, we got to take the head off. Eventually, get the armor back on. All right. So the armor hooks on by these little clasps on the side. It's not that hard to get on and off. All right, so that's that side. Bring them around to this side. All right. This side's being a little bit of a pain here. Get in. How it should be. All right. There it goes. So this side, for some reason, is a little bit tighter than the other side, and it's a little harder to get the armor on. All right. The other side seems to sit a little bit better. This side just doesn't really want to go on right. Gotta pull that through there the way it should be pulled. There it goes. All right, so that should be on there. All right, so now we have his armor on. I will put the gauntlet back on when I switch hands around. All right, so that's on. Let's try to put this mask on him. All right. Guess it goes on like this. Now this mask is a soft plastic, so it should just come over his face pretty easily, just like that. All right. So now you have the mask on. That actually looks pretty cool. I like the look to it. All right, that looks pretty neat. Now he has his sword. right. Let's get that into his hand. All right. So the sword fits in his hand with no issues. All right. Now let's try to put this into its scabbard. All right, so as you can see, that went in there with no issues. Now let's swap this hand around. All right, so we're going to put this gauntlet on first. And now this hand. All right. So the hand and the gauntlet went on without any issues. All right, so let's get into my final thoughts with him. So first off, his joints worked pretty well. Didn't have any issues with any of that. A little bit of stiffness here and there, but other than that, for the most part, his joints are cool. As for his accessories, everything fit fine. His sword fit fine in his hands. His hand swapped out, and the mask went on pretty easily. So I didn't have any issues with his accessories. And his overall look is cool. I do like the overall look to this figure. Now, the one thing I do have an issue with is his sword here. Turn around this way. I would have liked to have seen this blade be silver and look like an actual sword blade. You know, I don't like the factor that they kept with the traditional orange. I mean, yeah, the orange looks good in the handle, but you know, this is supposed to be a lot more detailed collection. So I would have liked to have seen that sword actually have a real silver blade. So would I recommend this figure? Absolutely. I think he's an overall cool looking figure. I like the overall look to him. I think he'll look great on the shelf with your new Eternia figures or any of your other Masters of the Universe collectibles. So with that being said, I hope you guys did like this review. If you did, go ahead and check out my Masters of the Universe playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it helps this channel grow. So until the next one, late.